Live. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Wednesday, the 2nd of December. I mean, we're just coming off of some fantastic news, great news. Elliot Page, folks. Elliot Page, the star of the beloved show Umbrella Academy, which I'm sure you've all seen. Elliot Page, always been Elliot Page. Elliot Page has come out as transgender. So we're all very happy for him. Some people are a little confused. They don't know who we're referring to. I'm not really sure what's going on there. I mean, you've all seen Umbrella Academy. It was a critically acclaimed show. I believe it won a People's Choice Award, maybe a Teen Choice Award. Didn't win a Emmy or anything because those are all rigged by Nazis. But Elliot Page, we're all very happy. We're all very happy. And if you ever, I'm just gonna say it, if I ever hear anyone say the phrase Ellen Page is now Elliot Page, you got to get with the program. And I'm going to come to your house and I'm going to beat you with a lead pipe that I have painted with the pride flag to show that I support the LGBTQ community. If you have kids, I'm going to make them watch. So, Elliot Page, we're all very happy. Don't say anything. It doesn't matter if you just made a mistake. If you say Elliot Page is now a man, that doesn't work. You can't say that. You guys don't understand. I'm going to hit you over the head with, what should I use? Maybe a wrecking bar? I'm going to get one of those neon wrecking bars from Home Depot. Hit you with the curved end. Get with the program, guys. And the brave struggle of Elliot Page that we all care about has inspired me. I think I want to live my truth now. I want to, I've been thinking a lot, and I want to feel comfortable with who I am, and I want to share that with you as my loyal audience of Joe and Keith and sometimes Alyssa, and Larry. I want to share who I am. I want to share my truth. I am Q. I am the creator of the QAnon conspiracy. I've been Q the whole time. I really honestly thought someone would have pieced it together by now. It is my last initial. That was, it wasn't that clever of a nickname. I know. It got really out of hand, I'll admit. I took this a little bit too far. I really love tricking stupid people, is really all it comes down to. I wasn't really trying to make a difference. I just really like to tell a stupid person something and for them to believe it, and then for me to kind of smugly laugh. And then, it started as just like George Soros and the Clintons and like all this stuff that was like half true anyway. And
Bilderberg.
Yeah, it got a little bit, I had to get creative because I was running out of material. So I just started going straight to like biblical, Nazi-esque occult practices, adrenochrome, human sacrifices. I was reading pages and pages of different conspiracy theories and keeping up with the news. And, I had sort of a Beautiful Mind type mapping in my room, kind of like in Prison Break when he was planning the escape. And I pieced this whole thing together. And, I'm pretty proud of it. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, I've been Q. So that's it. No questions asked. I'm pretty sure I didn't break any laws. So I'm happy with that. I'm doing very happy. And no. And I got my jerky. So now maybe probably one of the lowest class things about me, despite creating a popular right-wing conspiracy, is I just love myself some beef jerky. I don't know what it is. It's like, it must just be like almost like a drug. I think it's mostly because I got the MSG or something in it.
Must be the Irish.
Yeah, not to be confused. Well, and I guess they do have cows in Ireland. That I can attest to. I'm not sure if they can dehydrate their meat in Ireland. They're kind of behind technologically. I think jerky in Ireland is just like a cow that died in the field and has been rotting for a few days. No, but I remember when I was like a kid and I was like first diagnosed with depression, and I had to go to a psychiatric hospital. That wasn't fun. And then I got out and my mom was like, I was talking to my friend. My mom works at a hospital. I was talking to my friend at the hospital, and she says something that's really bad for depression is processed food. So you got to stop eating processed food. And I was like, okay. She seemed to like, because I like to have a bag of Doritos every now and then. I wasn't crazy. I was never like a fat kid. And I love soda. I loved myself a Pepsi, a cherry Pepsi. a cherry vanilla Pepsi, a Dr. Pepper, of course. That's really the crown jewel. She was basically just trying to say I should stop drinking soda. And I'm pretty sure she didn't even care about the depression. She just thought that would, she didn't want to have to pay any more dental bills or anything. I was like, are you going to stop buying processed food? Like, my mom had never been to a Trader Joe's in her entire life. Every single thing we ate was processed, from the meat to the soup to the nuts, every single thing. I was like, okay, so like if you don't feel like cooking and you're not going to ever make SpaghettiOs or, order Chinese food, this is processed food. I hate all, like, ugh. I can't believe a doctor said that. That seems like something you'd hear more like, you don't need antidepressants, man. You just got to cut out your processed foods and take mushrooms once a year. Look, I don't have anything against taking mushrooms once a year. In fact, I think everyone should. I think it's fun. And maybe it is good for your mental health. I feel like a lot of these people have taken legitimate scientific studies, though, and just hijacked them as an excuse to do mushrooms, which they've done with marijuana. And, every now and then you see the person who's like chain smoking. Like, did you know people who smoke can't get Alzheimer's? Yeah. So you can't get Alzheimer's because you'd be dead before you're 60. That's probably why you don't get it. Yeah. So who cares? Whatever. Elliot Page, guys. Elliot Page. We did it.
Great actor. And it's actor now.
Well, I think it was always actor. I think they retired the term actress a while ago. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. I remember hearing a while ago that they were not doing actress anymore. Except for in the Oscars where they still do it. The biggest gaslight of all time is why do regular people care about the Oscars? It's like a bunch of stuffy, rich industry type people all voting for what movies they want. And it's not even based really on the merit of the movie. There's a bunch of cocktail parties and swooning that go on behind the scenes. And for some reason, they just want electricians to crack open a beer and watch it on their small ass TV in their shitty apartment. I don't get how did they get people to care about the Oscars? These are the kind of people that QAnon, was saying was, in those tunnels raping those kids. And they want someone who makes $30,000 a year to be like, oh, I hope Uncut Gems got snubbed. Uncut Gems got snubbed by the people who are nothing like me. I can't believe a movie I liked was not enjoyed by people who I will never even meet because they're on this pedestal so far above me. It's so silly. Why would you care about but then on the converse, the People's Choice Awards is trash. It's like trash movies. Have you ever watched the People's Choice Awards? Every single person there is drunk. None of the actors take it seriously. They're like, our show has a big enough fan base, we might win. They do their acceptance speeches shit-faced, which is good. I'd rather have them be shit-faced and just being like, we're so happy we won, than be like, let me take a second to talk to you about processed food. Did you know how processed food, this jerky right here, this jerky might fill you up. This jerky might fill you up. But you know what else it fills up? Death. The death in America. We treat animals so poorly. So what I need you to do is to spend $30 a day on salads so you can survive. And, no processed food. No meat. Sure, I'm a millionaire. And you are too, right? That's why you're watching this. You should be able to do this. Yeah. Oh, I'm eating on the air. This isn't good. I'm like a cow chewing cud. I don't even know what cud is. What is cud?
King Cuddy?
A cow chews cud. I'm chewing cow. The cycle is full. We're going to look it up now while I'm on air. What's cud?
Could. I could make some.
Cud is a partially digested food returned from the stomach of the ruminants out to the mouth for further chewing. Okay, wow, I wish I didn't look that up. That's horrible. I thought it was just going to be a type of grass that they chewed or something. Maybe the farmer goes out and buys cow gum. When I was on the cross-country team, we had quench gum because your throat would always get dry and you could chew this quench gum and it would fix everything. But no. All right. Well, now I don't feel that bad about eating this processed cow. I like how it's a bull. On the art, it's a bull. Matador, 100% beef. When in reality, it was they tried to convince me that I'm eating this sexy animal with horns. When in reality, I was probably eating this fat cow that shit, and it looked like a huge stream of piss. That's how cows shit. Have you ever seen it? Just Yeah.
Remember
No.
Richardson's Farm?
I don't think so. I've been to the mini golf course.
I remember a few times we took a field trip in school and got to visit the cows.
Yeah, cows suck. I remember any of those autumn field trips that you take in school are shitty. Like, I hated pumpkin picking. And you're supposed to like pumpkin picking, but it's just you got to get on that shitty bus and you're with all these kids that smell. And then you go to a place that like drowns out the smell of the kids with how much it smells. And then it's outside and it's cold and you're like in a barn and you're sitting on hay. It's just miserable. I've never been like a fall guy. I like the colors. I like to go for a nice hike and see the colors. Fall, otherwise, it's kind of for the birds. Although, as I was talking about on last episode, which I recorded from my apartment, I do very much enjoy the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Great holiday, great vibes. The best part about that holiday is that you can like do nothing, and you don't feel that bad about it. Like you go to work, but you just don't do anything, and then you drink a beer at 4 p.m. That is my idea of a holiday in America. And then Thanksgiving, you get to eat. That's the bad part about me for Thanksgiving, though, is I get shit-faced generally that Wednesday, and then I don't have the biggest appetite. Of course, I've been fighting off this weird sickness for like over a month now, where I wake up every morning and I can barely eat because I've been swallowing phlegm all night. It's horrible.
Was that post-nasal drip?
Yeah, mostly. I don't know what to do. I don't have health insurance. I got it. I got a new job. I applied. They gave me the card. The card hasn't arrived in the mail yet, but I canceled my other one because I have to, because now that I'm making income, I'm not qualified to be on that plan. So now I'm just sitting here. I've been having shortness of breath for 5 weeks. It sucks. I actually took a day off work today just because I woke up feeling so shitty this morning. It sucked. Sucks dick. Healthcare in this country is very stupid, and I don't want to hear anyone saying, well, we can't have universal healthcare in this country because what you got to understand is America is not like other countries. It's like, yeah, it's not like other countries. It's been fucking $500 trillion on missiles. I imagine that if we didn't do that, that might get into the healthcare budget. I agree. So stupid. Okay. Chew more cud. I'm very upset. Also, on the way over here, I saw someone tweet that Ellen Page is now Elliot Page, and that got me very upset because they're not with the program. The guy got with the program. That's not how you say it. You have to be very confusing and reference a property that no one has seen. You have to say Umbrella Academy star Elliot Page announces he's transgender. You can't say now, even though this is news. You can't say it's just dumb. You can't. Anything you say is hate speech. And for some reason, you're very important that you cannot reference a property that most people are familiar with. You can't reference Juno, even though he almost won an Oscar for that, or did for Best Supporting Actress. You can't reference the category of Best Supporting Actress, or I'll cut your feet off. Feed them to your dogs. That's the way things are now, folks. And I don't understand why so many people feel alienated by far-left ideologies, Dave. I just don't understand. It's pretty simple. Like, what's not to get? We're gonna say Umbrella Academy star, Elliot Page, and if you reference anything that happened in the past 20 or so years, we'll just cut your legs off, and we'll use them to stir our soup.
Well, apparently Elliot Page
Vegan soup.
had a doppelganger in the movie Juno.
Had a doppelganger.
Yeah, it's like a female doppelganger. It's weird. Looked just like Elliot Page.
That's strange. Maybe they were too busy to always make it to the set on time and had to hire some kind of doppelganger. Looks a lot like Ellie from The Last of Us. I am happy for Elliot Page. Not really. I mean, I'm not unhappy. I don't really care. It's not really someone I thought about since inception, which I thought sucked, by the way.
It was okay. I give it a C+.
It was like, yeah, it was probably a C+ movie, I'd say. A lot of people, they get really like, you want to talk about people who are unnecessarily militant. I think that the Christopher Nolan film buffs almost give the woke folks a run for their money. Because if you say, like, You could basically get like 300 people to kill themselves off the bat just by saying Ellen Page was bad in the movie Inception. You would cause a riot. The forces of the people you'd outrage by that statement would just be too strong. These Christopher Nolan buffs are like, isn't it so clever how the sound design isn't good? It's mysterious. He adds to the mystique when you can't hear the words. Shut the fuck up. Like the Batman movies are fun. These people go way too hard. I did not see Tenet, but I heard it was a stinker. I don't even know what it's about.
I think it's about Tencent, the Chinese company that buys all the American companies.
Maybe. Here's my 10 cents. My 2 cents is free. You set for me. But I didn't see. Did you see Tenet?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I heard it sucked. I remember they showed us like an extended clip for it as a trailer for. I think it was when I went to see this, The Last Jedi, which was. It's weird to think that in the year 2020, I did actually go to a movie theater that was full on like an opening day for a movie. It feels like it had to have been a different year. But anyways, I went to see, and then they showed me like an extended clip of Tenet, and it was like these people were all passed out in a theater, and then they had a gunfight around passed out people, and they were firing machine guns. But like the implication was that no one who was unconscious in their seat was getting killed in the crossfire of this machine gun fight. And it was just so unrealistic and stressful for me. It was like they were hiding behind seats as cover, jumping out of the seats and shooting each other with machine guns. And none of the random people who were just asleep in the seats because they like filled the room with a gas of some sort got killed. It makes no sense. And then it's always the classic. They've been doing this one since Inception. It makes perfect sense. You're just not smart enough. It's like, yeah, okay. The movie where Batman swam like 10 miles in 5 seconds, even though he's supposed to be a regular human. I'm not smart enough. Like, his movies are fun, but let's not pretend that they're this like high art form. He did a good rendition of Batman, but he did a realistic one. We want comic book fun, folks.
We want that pow like Adam West.
Yeah, we want some pow. I mean, Ben Affleck had a little bit of pow. Pow bang, whiz bang. Whiz bang. I don't know.
And did you like Batman versus Superman?
I enjoyed Batman versus Superman a lot, and I'm not afraid to admit it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I mean, I'm not afraid to admit anything. This is a toxic podcast that will possibly get me canceled at some point, but whatever. If I get canceled, I'll just know that I'm in the good graces of Elliot Page, and he will save me.
Part the waters like Moses and save Kevin QAnon.
Yes, me. By the way, here's the next QAnon information drop. George Soros has kidnapped Ellen Page and has her in a basement somewhere and has sent a decoy, Elliot Page, to further something. What are they always trying to do? They're trying to ruin masculinity in America by making more men be trans men. And and Timothy Chalamet is in cahoots with them.
And the soy industry.
Timothy Chalamet was wearing a wire under his dress. He's actually under deep cover. He's one of ours. Which is why if you're in the Academy, you should vote for him for whatever shitty movie he put out. I've never seen a Timothy Chalamet movie. I heard about Call Me By Your Name, and I did not see it. Because it's about pedophilia, basically, right? I don't need to watch a pedophile movie.
I mean, it's Hollywood. They're all diddlers.
Yeah, I know. It's weird that they're pretty transparent about it. But it's more like this movie is like a pedophile who like doesn't get in trouble, really. They seem to be glorifying it. I don't know. I never saw it.
Oh, so he's a producer.
Maybe, yeah. He could be. I mean, they did really try to push that narrative when Weinstein got caught. They like really tried to kind of push it like, all right, we got him, folks.
We got him. There's no more.
Sexual assault is fixed. We have resolved the issue.
No more.
We did it. We saved America. Now, how stupid is this? The other day or a few weeks ago, we posted an episode that said the title was "We Saved America," and we were doing that over and over again. And then like a few days later, Joe Biden just tweeted, "America is back." I think he probably meant to say America is Jack, because he's always calling everyone Jack. He's going to get up and he's going to be like, "Hey, Jack, I'm the president now, and I've got an all-female communications team, and, much of their communication has just been saying the N-word at full volume on C-SPAN, but that's what we're doing here. Well, we run. Come on, man. Hey, I got Neera Tanden. Neera Tanden once said that if you haven't raped a Libyan child, you're not an American. She understands our values. I mean, I went over there. I took a Cialis. I went over to Libya right now. I said, hey, Neera, I'm with the cause. And we got Rahm Emanuel. Rahm Emanuel, I asked him how he felt about George Floyd. He said George Floyd never happened. He said it was a hoax. He's a guy, he knows about the interior. I'm making him Department of the Interior. I don't know. What's Rahm Emanuel being considered for? Something that he shouldn't. Rahm Emanuel. Rahm Emanuel said that Rodney King was a CIA agent. See, he knows how to stick up to the deep state. That's why we got him there. Rahm Emanuel, he's a great guy. I went over to his house. We played darts, and on his dartboard he had a picture of Rosa Parks. Who from what I understand has never even ridden a bus. It was just propaganda. So it was very eye opening to me. I'm very happy that Rahm Emanuel is going to be serving in my cabinet. Yeah, that's what we got. I can't believe Joe Biden would be doing this after we showed up for him. We all came out. We showed up for Joe Biden, us leftists. We showed up for him, and he betrayed us by putting these horrible Republican people on his cabinet. We showed up for you, Joe. I didn't vote for him, obviously, because I'm not 60 years old, but we showed up for him, and now he's just wiping his butt with all of our demands. So, whatever. The thing about him is, he's not going to get reelected then. Well, he was probably going to die anyway.
I give it 2 months.
Yeah, we're going to get... Kamala Harris is going to be president, and she's going to be a... One thing I always thought of since I was a girl was that I wanted to be president. Because they say that 20% of the American population is in prison, and I think we can get it to 50%. It would be easy to raise a minimum wage to $15. If 50% of people weren't able to get the minimum wage, they could get 15 cents instead fighting fires. That would save the economy for America, for children. To the black woman out there listening to you, I hear you and I see you. You are forgotten, especially by your husbands who I put in prison, who are now dead because I had them fight a fire for less than 30 cents an hour. And then I laughed about it because I think it's actually pretty funny. I hear you. You're my children. I just love pink. I'm so purple. She's always wearing purple. I just love purple. And, I thought I could build up my Twitter presence by responding to Trump's tweets with, stupid stuff, which is what a lot of people seem to be doing. And I turned on notifications to get notified every time Trump tweets. And the problem is, even if you get the notification right away, there's already 200 comments, even if you see it within a minute of it being posted. And he was on a real storm yesterday, just sharing links from the OAN, which I was very confused by at first because I thought that was the Onion's news network. So I thought he was sharing links from a satirical site. But turns out that's just the name. I should know this because, this is my wheelhouse, my alter ego. But turns out that's just a far-right conspiracy news network. And he had all these people in there telling stories I went to the ballots and I saw a liberal with pink hair coming all over the ballots. They were just in there. They had their penis out. They said, close the door. I'm coming on the Trump ballots so that we can't count them. You can't count a sticky ballot, folks. And those liberals, they've been taking all sorts of supplements, because of the transgenders. They got all the hormones so they can come all over the ballots. Disgraceful. And Trump's just sharing it they got cut. Who knows who these people are? They're probably not real people. And then he's just got a random person on there for no reason saying, masks don't work if you hold them over your nose. You got to put them over only your mouth. Like, what does that have to do with election fraud? It's very hard to keep up with.
Because the ballots can just sneak out through your nose or something like that.
Yeah, the ballots, I don't know.
Don't you hear James O'Keefe is now America's #1 enemy?
Who's James O'Keefe?
He's the president of Project Veritas.
Oh.
They're in the forefront of the ballot thing.
Well, that guy sucks anyway.
You ever see that big shitty grin he has?
I don't think I can picture what he looks like. I just know that, like, they've got a couple of people on hidden cameras admitting to shit. Most of the time, they're admitting to shit that's, like, very baseline. And then they got, like, sued for libel very, very early on in their lifespan. So it's just like now it's anything that they put out is probably doctored, misrepresented. They seem to have some pretty convincing evidence during the last election cycle that Hillary Clinton was deliberately paying people to incite violence in Trump's rallies. But you can't even take that seriously because they already got sued for libel. They did get one guy fired recently. So, like, proves they can get real footage that's definitely damning. But if you're going to edit stuff around and doctor it, they're basically just like a Vice News of the right. That's what Vice News does, is it's like you should be able to make Trump look bad without heavily editing what he says to mischaracterize him. It's not hard. Have you heard anything Trump has ever said? Have you ever listened to one speech? It's very easy to make him look bad without actually doctoring what he said. But they'll, like, take a Trump speech and they'll take, like, piecemeal words out of it, and they'll basically just, like, make a word soup of him saying something bad. It's, there's shit. And then Project Veritas will do the same thing. And then, they did get one guy fired who was in part of the Clinton campaign. And they got that guy fired from ABC. But that was so bullshit. He just said, "Oh yeah, we're only interested in speaking ill of Trump. We'll never say anything if the stock market gets better. We're only interested in the impeachment and scandals and stuff like that." And it's just such day one. Like, anyone is like, "Yeah, no shit. This is, like, not a good news source. No shit, this is not bias. This is a biased news source." And then, they all freaked out and he got fired. It's like, all right, well, call a spade a spade. You could just look at yourselves. I mean, that just seems to be the theme here, is that no one is looking at themselves and trying to change. When Trump won, if you recall, everyone was like, well, I guess this is just the time for the Democratic Party to take a look inside and heal and realize why they weren't connecting with the nation. And then they just didn't do that. They did the opposite of that. They did not. They just said, like, well, I guess what we got to do is ram forward a guy with dementia who has a moderate agenda and a history of problematic bills. And let's throw in the lady who throws people in jail as a goof. Because she's a black woman! That's what they're all... Yeah, but the problem is a lot of Americans do buy into that identity politics bullshit. They're like, Kamala, first... First black president, yeah, first black woman president. Boom, boom, boom. She is evil, she eats babies, she likes to eat the babies, 'cause their spinal fluid keeps her young, and then that's why she always has an unnatural laugh, 'cause she's got baby hormones in her blood, she eats babies. Yes, she slays babies, queen. That's like what excites them. I guess. But for most people, would probably want, like, healthcare during a global pandemic. Maybe save the environment if we could. It is not cold at all during November. That seems concerning.
Means it's gonna snow hard.
Also, when the fuck are we gonna end daylight? That doesn't mean it's gonna snow hard. That means the Earth is getting hotter, and we're probably gonna have less snow this year than we ever had.
But I thought we saved America. That
That was a different episode. The episodes have no permanence from one to another.
no continuity.
Yeah, like, we're not going to pretend to be very militant about the Elliot Page thing next episode. Yeah, there's very little continuity on the show. It's just the goof of the week. 1 week I'm just going to have a goofy hat, and I'm not going to be doing any bits. I'm just going to have the goofy hat's going to speak for itself. The people who listen to audio only on that episode, they're going to be kind of in for a rude awakening. But, we got to do what we got to do. And if you don't know, now you know. They said that in Hamilton. I was like, Mom, do you know what that's from? She's like, no, I don't. I thought he wrote that. I was like, oh, that's an homage to a hip-hop song, Mother. She didn't get it. And then she opened a bottle of not processed tomato sauce. Just kidding. It was obviously processed. I don't think she understood that, like, she only ever made, like, pasta with jarred sauce, which is, I hate to break it to you, is processed food.
Real sauce comes in a can.
Well, I mean, I would probably the tomato puree in a can still counts as processed food. Probably. I'm not sure. It's a very vague term. Because, like, if you put a banana and some strawberries and some yogurt in a blender and then you hit blend, that is a processed food.
My depression's going through the roof right now.
Yeah, I know. I could use a banana. I should maybe become more. I've always thought, many times, I've thought maybe I should become a smoothie guy.
Oh, a juicer.
Not a juicer, because a juicer takes out all of the like nutrients, and it's basically just you're drinking the sugar of the plant. I'm talking about like a real smoothie guy, and then it's just like I don't go to the grocery store often enough to always have the smoothie stuff. Is the problem.
See, I'm one of those sick bastards when they buy orange juice, they get extra pulp.
I don't mind that. I don't mind some pulp. Well,
wrong
maybe
with-
not extra. Well, but I feel like sometimes extra just means like the amount of pulp that would naturally occur in orange juice.
Well, that's where all the good stuff
I
comes
think
from.
they call it extra, but in reality, it's just they
Normal.
didn't take any out. Because I think pulp, like standard pulp, is they still took a little bit out, and then obviously no pulp is no pulp. Yeah, I could go for some pulp. It's like I feel like whenever you get all like a continental breakfast at a hotel, that's when you always end up getting like the very pulpy orange juice. Maybe I'm just staying at shitty hotels. I don't know.
Must be one of Donnie's.
All I know is that sometimes I'll buy like the 6-pack of yogurts, and then I'll realize that they're about to expire in a week, so I'll just like eat them all. My other thing to do is to get cheese sticks, which, those are great. I go through those way too fast though too, because then sometimes it's just like I'm hungry. It's like I guess I'll just eat all of the cheese sticks, and then I got little like plastic wrappers everywhere.
And you just skip the whole peel and the cheese part. You just
I should probably just buy like blocks of cheese more often and cut it with a knife. Be a better system.
Just get some Velveeta.
What's up with bacon is another thing where if you don't make it all, it seems to go bad like instantly. Fucking pigs.
Swine.
The swine. I have some turkey in my freezer, and I really want to make chili with it.
Chili turkey.
But I've never made chili in my life. I'm worried. I'm just trying to get them out of my shell and learn how to cook more during quarantine, even though it's a huge pain in the ass. But I just don't know. Folks.
I think my mother used the turkey to make enchiladas.
Turkey enchilada. Okay, I could probably. That seems like even more complex than chili, because I think chili is mostly just you throw a bunch of stuff in a pot and stir it.
Keep staring like you're the lunch lady at school.
The lunch lady at schools, I feel like they never stirred shit.
Just prepping, sneezing my sandwich and not telling us.
I remember once we had chicken parm at lunch, I believe at the Roosevelt, and there was just like a white hard shell on top of it, and I said, "What's that?" And they were like, "Cheese." That's skeptical cheese. I said Nacho Grande cheese. I don't think we ever ate anything that was edible in school. It's a miracle we're still alive that they were giving that to kids.
It was all part of a CIA experiment. Like, how can we kill these kids softly?
I remember there would be hot dogs, and it would be a boiled hot dog that tasted like sweat.
Ugh.
I'm not sure if it was even meat. Maybe it was like the kids who misbehaved. They'd send you down to the principal's office, and they would make you into sweat hot dogs. They'd make you run on a Peloton, and then they would, kill you and make you into hot dogs. I don't know. Maybe that's what, maybe they'll kill you and they'll take your meat and then they will assemble a perfect Hollywood cock for Elliot Page. That's the plan. I think that's what they should do. I think anyone who's a bigot, anyone who's a bigot, anyone who says transgendered instead of transgender, you send them down to the shop. We make them run on a Peloton for a while, and they think that they're getting a free workout. We have them consult with the nutritionist, and they think that, oh, great, I'm going to get in great shape. And then they enter a room where a bunch of people are wearing hoods, and then lights out. And then all of the brave heroes of Hollywood get brand new penises. I could use a new penis. I mean, my current one is fine. Don't get me wrong, ladies. But I could, maybe a second one, a spare. You know.
Yeah, like a holiday one.
Yeah, well, maybe one with a suction cup on end, but a functional one. And then it's just like, I could do all sorts of tricks. It's like, where'd my penis go? I could do the one where you like this with your thumb, putting the thumb through the finger and then be like, whoop, whoop. But I could do it with my new fake penis.
You have one detachable foreskin.
Yeah. Or I could feed it to a dog, and the testosterone would make the dog very strong, and it would crush my enemies. I don't care.
You train and bite your opponents in the dick.
I mean, I think a great place to have an extra penis would be the supermarket. Because you could be like, excuse me, I was buying these candied yams, and there was just a penis right here. It's like, I demand a discount, sir. I don't know. Just a thought.
Get people back up 6 inches.
Yeah. Or you could, you go on an airplane. We probably can't do it on an airplane because people have assigned seating. But then every time I'm on a Greyhound bus, you always get that, like, you think, take the bus to New York or whatever, and you think you're going to actually have a seat next to you open, which is great because even with the seat next to you open, you still don't have enough room. And then, of course, that last person just comes in and they plop next to you. And they, like, know they're a piece of shit for sitting there, and they're embarrassed, so they don't even say anything, and then you're just like... So what you do is you take your extra penis and you just put it on the seat next to you. And then someone comes down the aisle and is like, hey, you can sit there if you want, man, but there's a penis there. So, do what you will. There's a penis. Yeah, you can sit on the penis. Like, sure. You go, I'm not touching that. No, I'm not going to move it with my hands. Are you serious? I'm just going to step over it on the way out of the bus. And then maybe when you're getting off the bus, they see you pick up the penis and put it in, like, a cooler. Get, like, a nice little kind of medicine bottle, a large, like what they do at the marijuana dispensaries, kind of like a large elongated medicine bottle. Plop it in there like, hey, I thought you said that wasn't your penis. And I could say, better luck next time. Welcome to New York, fucko. And then I would go get mugged outside the station because that's just what happens.
Get mugged with 2 penises.
Get mugged, and they'd be like, give me your wallet. And I'd be like, okay. Or you could have extra penis. Or what if the thing was spring-loaded, like one of those joke Walmart jars? And then they were like, hey, what's in that? I was like, medical marijuana, you want some? And they'd be like, okay. And then I'd be like, okay, open it up. And then the guy would be like,
surprise,
like, human penis! Ha! And, then he'd be like, I don't want to be a mugger anymore.
You didn't see that one coming, Junior.
We did it. We saved ourselves. And then I'd have to, the penis would then bounce on the sidewalk and roll into the street and get run over by a taxi. And I'd be like, oh, man, that was fun while it lasted. Now I got to survive in the Big Apple with no secret penis. This crazy song came on Spotify the other day called Detachable Penis. And it was just this dub ska riff, and this guy was just talking over it about how he had a detachable penis. It was quite bizarre. I'll have to look it up later. I don't really remember what he said.
Was that song My Dick is Bigger Than Your Dick?
No, different song. Not the same song. I could imagine that most rap songs are probably about how the singer's dick is bigger than, someone else's dick.
My dick's bigger than M&M's.
My dick is bigger than, I'm going to say my penis is probably bigger than Danny Trejo's. I'm going to go out. And Danny, if you listen to this and you have a problem, you got to cough up some pictures. Put it next to the Comcast remote. And, One time I didn't have one of those Comcast remotes, and all I had was the Roku remote, which probably in retrospect would have been flattering. So what I did instead was I took a picture of my penis next to the PlayStation controller, which was kind of awkward. But, sometimes you need a reference object. Not everyone, I'm a man. I don't know a tape measure. And if I did, that would be a little bit, because then, with the tape measure, you know exactly how long it is. You need a reference. You need a reference that's not finite. But what we really need is to praise Umbrella Academy star Elliot Page. Have you ever seen the Umbrella Academy, Dave?
No, but I did see The Boys recently.
That's good.
Show you recommend me.
I mean, honestly, I'm canceled for recommending The Boys over the obviously superior superhero fantasy Umbrella Academy. The Boys is Well, you know who could be a member of the boys is Umbrella Academy star Elliot Page, because you know he is a man and
he's-
always has been.
And a Scientologist.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's what the show didn't get me. I'm like, why the hell are they attacking Scientology? Like in the second season.
You watched the whole thing?
I saw the first half of season 1. Actually, I tuned in while Aquaman was getting his gills figured by that chick.
You didn't start at the beginning?
No, my brother's watching. I'm like, hey, people keep recommending. It's like, yeah, I
You
just
gotta
started.
start at the beginning. You can't just jump into a series like that.
I saw
What are you, a madman?
I saw the first half of season 2 also.
You gotta just start over and go through the whole shibizzle.
No, but I saw Homeland going insane. Spoiler alert, but
I mean, he's always doing that. You gotta start at the beginning. You're missing the context.
and there's him and his that weird obsession with Bell.
Well, celebrities do join Scientology. That's kind of the whole crux of it. So them working that into the show, so it just kind of made sense in the context of it. And they had Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez on the show as well.
Oh, they did.
Well, they had a character who was clearly supposed to be a stand-in for
I know the chick you're
Ocasio-Cortez.
talking about.
Yeah.
And then CNN just spelled, NNC backwards. I'm like, well, that's really on the ball.
Yeah, well, they can't all be winners.
Just call it FNN. Fake News
FNN.
Network.
Yeah. OAN. The N-word. I think that's what that stands for. I imagine many of the people who are employed at ONN are not crazy about the blacks, except for maybe Candace Owens. She works for the Daily Wire, and facts don't care about her feelings. I don't really know anything about her. I watched her on Tim Dillon, but it was like not really that entertaining. It was really just, I think, more just entertaining that Tim Dillon had her on the show as a troll. It was like, haha, gotcha.
I saw
And then the conversation they had wasn't that good. But then all these fucking morons are saying, like, he had her on his show for an hour and he didn't challenge any of her beliefs. But I did realize, like, he definitely challenged her beliefs, most of them, actually, because a lot of her beliefs are stupid. And if you didn't challenge them, you'd definitely be in the wrong. But yeah, then they're trying to say that he didn't. These people are so stupid. They really think that they'll win by not giving anyone who disagrees with them a platform, which is hilarious. Like, you got to already be winning to adopt that philosophy, and you're not. I don't know if you realize Biden is president. Things aren't going well. The only way to get rid of Trump was to elect someone who sucks. You cared so much about getting rid of Trump that you literally wanted a dead body. And we showed up for him. And I'm showing up for Elliot Page. I'm showing up. I'm showing up to your doorstep. Not you, Elliot Page, but you, the person who wants to say hateful things like Ellen Page is now Elliot Page, or Elliot Page used to be Ellen Page. You, the person who says that. I'm showing up on Elliot Page's behalf. And you're in trouble. What time are we at?
We're at.
I really messed up the timing. This was going to be working into the closer.
We got 15 left.
We got 15 minutes left. Well, I guess that's not how we're going to end it. No, Dave, you ever played tennis?
Tennis once in high school.
I haven't played tennis in so long. I could go for a game.
I think I've used tennis rackets more as snowshoes than anything.
I've never used a tennis racket as a snowshoe. Do you have like old wooden tennis rackets?
No, those hard plastic one you get at Dick's.
From the 1800s? Oh. Yeah, how expensive are snowshoes?
No, it's just when you don't have snowshoes, you can improvise.
It is true. I mean, it is nice to go into the wood in the winter when there's a lot of snow. You just go into the woods. I used to use my parents' cross-country skis to do this, but you can kind of just explore the woods, and you wouldn't normally be able to walk because the snow is so soft. You just, and you get to explore. You get to have fun. I'm having fun. You're having fun. We're in the woods. We could smoke a joint. We could drink Fireball. We could do whatever. We could just soak in the sights and sounds. Winter is coming. Winter's practically here. And
well, winter came Halloween, so and then took a short break.
That's just how it always is in this region, though. It's cold, it's warm, there's snow, it's hot, there's frogs, the mailman is wearing shorts, the mailman is wearing a sweater, the mailman only has one arm, everything goes and it comes back. And it's all a sack of peanuts and a lemon seltzer. What am I drinking? Orange vanilla. Apparently, this orange vanilla seltzer is flavored with the stink of the beaver, which I don't actually know what that means. Does it mean like it's bum hole? Someone just told me. Did you know that's flavored with the stink of the beaver? I'm like, that's not like a term. I mean, it probably is.
We don't Poland Springs.
It's like when people say like, I'm allergic to cockroaches. I'm allergic to their droppings. I'm like, you wouldn't refer to human shit as droppings. That's not. What are you doing here?
We know Poland Springs. So apparently the Poland Springs has trace amounts of beaver and moose urine in it. Yeah, because it comes from an actual lake.
That would make sense, My this guy I like to stay with. I stayed with him once as an Airbnb. Shout out to Patrick if he's listening. Probably not. But now, now I go up there and we'll do some hikes with him. He lives in the White Mountains. His tap water is from Poland Springs. So if you pour water directly out of the tap, you actually get some good water. Not like here. You pour water out of our tap. That's probably why I'm sick all the time, is because I haven't used my Brita in a while. I got too lazy to use my Brita during quarantine.
They got fluoride in the drinking water.
Yeah, and, I think it's actually great and very empowering that those frogs have turned gay. I think those frogs were always gay. And I think, it's like the Elliot Page situation where if you don't know what you're talking about, then you're a sack of peanuts is what you are. And I'm no sack of peanuts. I'm Sacagawea. I'm going to sack your Juian boy, and now what? You have something against Native Americans? Sacagawea dollar, the most popular form of currency in the entire United States? And you're going to disrespect her? I used a Sacagawea dollar the other day. I actually used 100 of them. I put them in a sock, and I beat someone to death for saying the phrase, Elliot Page used to be Ellen Page.
What? Heresy.
Yeah, I know. Well, thankfully they were bludgeoned to death with metal, bearing the facsimile of a prominent Native American woman in U.S. history. So we did it. We saved the day. And, I'm not perfect. I'm eating processed food.
Fruit?
Food, yeah. I guess I'm just losing my mind. I'm going to talk from this far away. I'm going to scream. I can yell. Who's that? Someone inside, or is that someone outside? I don't want to blow the mystique. If anyone sees outside on video.
Apparently we're having a beef, folks.
That would be really funny if someone just started banging on that window and they were like, help, I'm being mugged. Then I would have to be like, how do you feel about Umbrella Academy star Elliot Page? And they would be like, who? I've never heard of that person or that show. And then we just close the box. All right, that's enough.
Shameful.
Yeah. This is such a better angle. We used to film it out that way, and now we have this mysterious curtain behind us.
Or anyone can try and peek over through the window. No.
Yeah, well, we should do a man on the street segment for one episode.
There's a homeless guy who walks around town a lot.
Yeah, we could interview him. I got the Zoom. I could put it on my my belt. We could go around.
In fact, I think he's sleeping in the Bank of America.
What we should do is we should buy a bag of heroin and go up to homeless people and be like, hey, do you want to do an interview for about 20 minutes? I'll give you this. And that could be some good content.
So at work, I saw a homeless guy freak out a guy because he tried to help him give him food. It's like, I don't take help. I'm like, oh, shit. Homeless people don't want help. Learn something new every day.
You didn't want help with what?
No, so apparently the guy used to sleep by the exit. One of the customers saw him, decided to give him some food and help him out. And the guy was flipping. I was like, I don't take help from strangers.
So he tried to give him like what? Like a McDouble?
No, like little snacks, food.
Oh, okay.
And the guy was flipping out, just didn't want it. I'm like, wow, holy shit.
I find most homeless people who are begging, if you just give them food, they will gladly accept it because they are hungry. People always try to say, oh, you give them money, they'll spend it on drugs. It's like, so what were you going to spend your money on? Fucking some multi-level marketing scheme, you dumb bitch. I'm not buying it back from you. So, you give them $5 or you give them a couple of McDoubles, they're going to eat it. Just because you're a drug addict doesn't mean that you don't get hungry. And if I were homeless, I would want to be on heroin. Why would you want to be a sober homeless person?
I'm not sure. Mother Teresa, I guess.
Mother Teresa is not even a good person.
No, she was a notorious sadist.
She died rich.
She's a fraud.
Yeah, she's a fraud. She was just a PR, a PR person. She made those regions all way worse. She was, yeah.
You ever seen Christopher Hitchens bash her?
No, I have not. Maybe I'll look it up.
Nah, he was a big, atheist, but...
Mother Teresa is like the quintessential, the Catholic Church is just this corporation that has layers and layers of branding and PR, trying to hide from the fact that it's a corporation and generally predatory. And it's very frustrating that people haven't bought this. It's one of those things where it's like people want to talk about, the pedophiles and the Democrats. I'm like, yeah, okay, but many of you belong to a religion that is very obviously a pedophile ring, makes very little, and they're like, you don't understand my relationship with Christ. And I'm tired of this stupid fucking, Chris Pratt's doing the same thing where he's in a church that's conversion therapy church. That's not what it's called literally, but that's what it is. And then he's like, I have my own relationship with God, and just because I choose to go worship, no, that's not how it works. If you have your own relationship with God, then go to any church. Don't go to fucking conversion therapy church, fucking Hollywood wacko church. And these people who are Catholics are the same thing. They're like, you don't need to go to the pedophile church. You don't have to. If it's all about your relationship with Jesus, go to non-pedophile church. Well, there's no pedophile at my church. You can't be sure of that. There's a 6% chance that the priest at your church is a pedophile. That's just the facts. Just the facts.
Or just not go to church at all. If it's your personal relationship, why does God need to take attendance every Sunday?
Because you need to get coffee and donuts and mingle with the boring fucking church moms. Oh, that was the worst. When we would go to church and my mom would have to have a long conversation with the most boring person you ever met in your entire life. And I remember there was one kid, Dennis, and it was the woman's son. And we didn't like each other at all, but we were the same age, and our parents just assumed that we would fucking want to talk to each other. So my mom would have boring ass conversation with Dennis's mom, and then we would just be standing there, just not looking, we wouldn't even make eye contact. We wouldn't say a word to each other. The only thing we had in common is that we wanted our moms to fucking wrap this shit up so we could go home. And my entire family would be making their way to the car, and she'd be like, "Oh, I think I'm making a chicken palm. Have you tried a chicken palm recipe?" And she'd be like, "No, what's that? Chicken palm? I haven't heard of it." Fucking horrible church mom conversation. So that has really nothing to do with Jesus in the long run. And that's that. You're not exonerated. Plus, I just asked the Pope, and he didn't even know who Elliot Page was. So some fucking fearless leader you got there. Fucking bigot piece of shit trans. He's never even seen the Umbrella Academy. Fucking piece of shit. Fucking Pope. Hate that guy. He's fucking
he's a communist.
Jerking off to Latino butts. That was the only cool thing he ever did, and they really rushed. They're trying to call him the cool Pope, and then he did something cool that he liked a sexy photo, and now they're making a big stink about it. It's well, I thought he was the cool Pope. So now he's not cool, apparently. He seemed to be going through a lot of effort to prove that he's not cool. Who exactly? I thought you were trying to reach out to young people. Young people, haven't you seen the 2013 People magazine Hot and Not list? Thick Latinas is hot. Or maybe that was from 2016. I don't know. I am making this up. People mag. People just don't understand it. It's hot. It's not. It's a bot. I'm a bot. My name is QAnon. My name is Kevin M. Quigley, but you can call me Q. I like to mess around with things on 4chan because I am the man, and I do stand. You know who else is the man? Elliot Page. Elliot Page, star of Umbrella Academy. That's what I'm saying, so don't come at me and don't get mad at me. I am not a fallacy. I'm a Paladine. I'm a Valentine. I'm a Russian mobster with a pal that's green. I'm not good at rapping, guys, but I think that was a lot better than I expected it to be. I don't know. I think I can do whatever I want. You know why? Because unlike you, I am very excited about Umbrella Academy star Elliot Page. Good night, folks.
Stay well.